7:02, meeting called to order. The Runnymede Board of Education meeting is called to order. The Board of Education is in compliance with the sunshine regulations. This meeting was appropriately advertised by notifying the retrospect, as well as posted notices in Better Hall, the Runnymede Post Office, Mary Bowles School, Alliant Bingham School, and Grace Downing School. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call board members.
Angel Beebe. Here. Naomi Davidson.
Here.
Amy Farah.
Here.
Colin Kirk. Absent. Maria Panzarella. Patricia Smith. Here. Samantha Spalding.
Here.
Lynn Torello. Absent. John Moore. Absent. We have a quorum, 5 present.
Maria. Hey, Maria.
Hello.
6 present, 3 absent.
Also present, Nancy Ward, Superintendent of Schools, and Joanne Augustine, Business Administrator. There is no correspondence at this time. Right now, we are open for public comments on agenda items only. Please recognize that we will be following our policy and limiting comments to 3 minutes per person. And you must be commenting on a specific item on the agenda at this time.
John Schmidt, Gloucester City, New Jersey. Could you explain specifically what settlement agreement in number 2?
Pretty rash, Mr. Schmidt.
Could you explain what this is for?
It is a separation agreement with an employee whose name is on file in central office.
Okay. And is there a reason why there's going to be an increment withholding, or is that part of the settlement agreement?
There is not. We're rescinding that.
It's a board action of the March meeting, and the board's going to rescind that action.
Thank you for the clarification.
No problem. Any other questions? Dan?
Dan Connor, Williams Ave. Under personnel number 3, so that is correct for 2013?
Yes, the end of next school year.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
No.
Anyone else? Okay. Then I need a motion under personnel to approve items number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
I'll make a motion to approve items number 1, 2, 3, and 4. I second that motion.
Motion made by Angel, seconded by Patty. Do any board members have any questions? Maria, because you just got here, do you want to take a minute?
No, actually I did while you were explaining to Mr. Schmidt.
Okay, are you good? Okay. Patty?
You know what, I have one question, or a request. From maybe next time, I don't know if we can expand on our sheet, the actual position of the teachers.
Well, at this point in time, what we do is we approve staff. And then you will get, when staff assignments are completed, staff assignment is the function of the building principal, and they are in process of completing them. We don't anticipate any major moves this year, but you will get that after staff assignments are complete. This is just, the reason why we had to hold the meeting tonight is because we're required by law before May 15th to renew or not renew any untenured staff that's non-tenured. We put everybody on, just for the board's information, everybody is on here.
Okay.
When it comes to assignment, you will get that at either the May or the June board meeting.
Okay, so in that assignment, does it list the payroll as well? Does it list the yearly salary?
No, that's in this one.
Exactly. So is it possible to have it continued over so that you can actually see what position it is,
and
what the
we
what
can
the
add a
rate
column.
is.
We can add a column.
Just that it says, 3rd grade teacher or history teacher,
Okay.
whatever
So you want to see
the classification
this
is.
with the column of where.
I feel like
your
it's a more
plan-
complete picture, I feel like it's piecemeal when we get it 1 month.
Yeah,
I understand by law you need to,
right.
but I just think it gives you a clearer picture of how it all comes together, because honestly, I don't know all the teachers and their
Right.
positions within the district.
Right. Well, we're still finalizing staffing. Some of the staffing gets finalized as a result of IEP meetings.
Right.
So IEP meetings are not quite halfway done yet, but by the end of May, we
Okay.
should have enough IEP meetings done that we'll know where we're gonna put our staff.
Okay.
It could mean, for instance, a special education teacher who was at one school winds up going to another school because you need that person in another school.
Right.
So, I understand what you're saying, that it's piecemeal, but I'd be happy to
Okay.
add that column for when we give you the staffing.
Okay, great.
No
Thanks.
problem.
Any other questions?
Quick question. What's all these 4, 5, and 6? And this goes, it says 1 of 6, 2 of 6, 3 of 6. Is it missing, or is it?
No, that's done. Oh, so 4, 5, and 6? No, here's why. Because the spreadsheet would roll to 6 pages, but I condensed it so that it would only be on 4 pages.
I just wondered what it was.
So it's an Excel, it's a function of Excel that it would have been a 6-page document, but very perceptive, Mrs. Phoebe. It's fine.
Roll
But
call.
I didn't answer.
Sorry.
Angel Beebe?
Yes.
Naomi Davidson?
Yes.
Amy Farah?
Yes.
Maria Panzarella?
Yes.
Patricia Smith?
Yes.
Samantha Spalding?
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0.
The board would like to recognize and thank Joyce Cunningham for all her years of service and wish her well in her retirement. At this time, we are open for public comment on any item. Mr. Schmidt?
John Schmidt, Gloucester City, New Jersey. A few things. One, go back to it, I don't know, maybe over the summer when it's quiet, and relook at your 3-minute policy. I really don't think it's really in line with the spirit of the Open Public Meetings Act, allowing people to speak. A lot of towns, actually West Deptford just got rid of a time policy of 5 minutes because, you know, as long as someone is asking questions and not repeating themselves over and over again, not being, you know, getting into fighting matches and being professional, they should be allowed to speak. I've seen towns where, you know, people have asked the same thing about tax question over and over again. The mayor said, we got to move on to someone else, and the chair nicely recognizes somebody else. But I'm really not a fan of the time limit. Even the borough doesn't even have it. But anyway, going to my questions. I know the RFP for solicitor, I believe, was due last week. How many responses did the board get, out of curiosity?
We got a few responses. I'm not finished going through all the responses yet.
Do you know who?
So I have not finalized everything.
Do you know from who yet?
Excuse me?
Do you know who submitted?
Yes.
Could you share that?
Once I've completed my review, I'll be glad to do that. This meeting was just for the.
I'm just wondering who submitted a response, and I can file an open request tomorrow for it if you want. Just figured it'd be easier to ask the question.
I don't even remember what the name of that other firm was. I don't have that information with me to tell you the name of the other firm that submitted.
We weren't prepared to respond to that question.
Okay. Next question, I know the PAF case is going to be, just the Oprah part of the PAF case is going to be heard next week. And in part, they already said the redaction on it was not sufficient to go on to the Oprah case, which the judge has already called sparse, so I won't get into my opinion on it, but will anyone from the district be attending other than the special counsel?
That's not decided.
Okay. Next question, regarding the executive session, resolution, everything, and some of the districts, so the district that the board reached out to has some issues. I would say, you know, let's see what they do over 3 to 4 months. 2 districts look pretty good that I gave you. Pine Hill Board of Education actually had decent minutes when I looked at them. The resolutions was not. I actually met with them and they adopted pretty much the same form that John Papp had given you guys and to me, and I've been distributing it. Woodbine Borough adopted it. Pine Hill Board of Education is another good one. I would not reach out to any of the ones that I recently sat down with that have issues, because I don't even think they might not be doing it correctly for a while as they adjust. And certainly, you know, I'll go back in 3 months and, you know, do any tweaks and be professional and go about it. what,
And just for the record, because there wasn't public comment, we are looking into what we promised we would. We just didn't think that we would have a special meeting last week.
I have two final questions. One, this settlement thing, is the board, or I guess you're withholding a pay increase in increment? Is this person going to sue? Is that why there was a settlement agreement? Or am I
If you look at number
confused
2,
over
we
this?
rescinded the increment. We took that back. They are getting their the increment or withholding.
They are getting it now.
Yes.
So they weren't going to get it, but now they're going to get it.
Now they-
Okay. And finally, when you did the contract with your superintendent, and I actually didn't pay attention to the salary until I read it, was I think close to $140,000. And I understand that superintendents, principals do deal with a lot, but for a district that's this size, do you think 140 is appropriate, or do you think maybe 120 might be less? For I know, our governor makes X amount, and I believe he makes 180, and the commissioners for each of the departments, Commissioner DEP, Commissioner of Labor, Commissioner Secretary of State, they're all set at $140,000. And it's a little trouble when you have, for instance, DEP with thousands and thousands of employees in a small school district. They had them both making the same amount of money. It's just.
We understand your position, Mr. Schmidt, but we did agree that that salary was okay. And just for the record, Dr. Ward took a lower increase in salary than our teachers did and our other principals. So
Was it an increase over the previous year's salary?
Yes, it's
And
approved by the executive county
how
superintendent.
much was the increase?
2%.
2%.
And
Would
you know
not
what
have
your
been permitted to have any more than 2%.
you know what your principal salary is here?
Yes.
What is the principal salary here?
We have 2 principals and a vice principal in the district whose salary you're asking about,
Both the principals.
For 11-12?
or for 12-13.
Or
Well, for 12 or 13, to be fair,
okay.
correct?
Yeah.
One principal makes $125,691 next year, and the other one makes $99,983.
And are they contracted or are they in a union?
You're in department union.
Bargaining unit.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Mr. Connor?
Yes, one for under personnel number 2. Back in March, the board voted not to give this employee the raise. So why are you going back and saying that she's gonna, or he or she's gonna get it? Or wasn't it in March?
Oh, yes, it was.
So you voted, the board voted, one board member voted no, everyone voted yes. And now you're going back and saying that he or she can get this raise.
All part of an amicable negotiation with the employee.
So it was in the separation agreement?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have any other questions?
No, that's all.
At this time, there is no need for executive session, so I need a motion to adjourn.
Let's make a motion to adjourn.
Motion made by Naomi, seconded by Maria. All in favor? Aye. All ayes have it. Meeting is adjourned at 7:15.